In this video, I'll be showing you how hiring managers and recruiters can benefit from Hire to automate and manage the recruitment process in the organization. So once you've registered on the system, you'll be able to sign in and you'll have access to these options from the main menu. The first thing we'll be doing is we'll be creating a vacancy. First need to select the team or group members who are going to be working on that vacancy. And then I create the vacancy name. As I start typing out the name of the vacancy, the system will generate a list of suggestions. I will then be able to select from a list of skills, and these are the most commonly known skills for successful hires for those positions. I can even add my own skills. I can provide a description of the vacancy, and then my vacancy will be created. I can provide more details about the vacancy, such as the start date, the employment type, the number of years of experience, the salary range for that vacancy, the responsibilities, additional skills, languages, and so on. This next step would be to find candidates for that vacancy. So one of the great features that we have in Hire is auto suggestion. Once I enable that, the system will look through the resumes that are in the database and it will suggest candidates that closely match that vacancy. If for whatever reason the number of candidates is insufficient and you need more candidates to be populated, or you need more candidates for that position, you can copy an invitation link for that vacancy and you can post it on social media platforms. That way you can have interested candidates submit their resumes and register on the system. And that way you'll have more candidates to look through for that vacancy. So some of the things that you can do once you've got those list of generated candidates is you can look through the resumes so you can see all the details of the candidates. And you can either start by shortlisting or disqualifying as a first step. So you can easily do that either by swiping right to shortlist or swiping left to disqualify. And once you disqualify, you can provide the reason for disqualifying that candidate. The shortlisted candidates will move to your pool of potential candidates. And from there, you can start managing these job applications. Some of the actions that you can do is you can move a candidate from one stage to the next. Or you can add activities. So activities can range from adding tasks for any of the team members that are part of this vacancy. You can schedule interviews, whether they're online, on-site, depending on the kind of interview that needs to be scheduled. And you can also submit feedback. So let's say you want to close a job application. You can do that by selecting the reason for closing it, whether it's hiring, disqualifying, or disengaging with the candidate. If this is a suitable candidate, you'll be able to close it as hired and provide the reasons. So this is how you'd be able to manage a vacancy, find candidates for that vacancy, and fill the vacancy itself. Some of the other options that you have are interviews. So you can see all your upcoming interviews and all the closed ones or all the completed ones. And you can add your feedback once you're done with the interview. You can see any assigned tasks and any own tasks as well, and you can respond to those. You can also see what's new in terms of latest comments or feedback that's been added for candidates. And finally, from settings, you'll be able to configure some settings in the system, such as defining the stages that make up your interviewing process. You can also add actions. So you can add certain triggers, which are automatic when a stage starts, whether it's a task that will be assigned or an email that will be sent out automatically to candidates, for example, if they've been disqualified. You'll also have access to all the resumes that are in your database, and you'll be able to go through them. You can manage the teams, so you can create different teams and you can add members to those teams. And you can also manage certain templates, whether they're email templates or LinkedIn templates that you'll be using for any campaigns. So this was a short video highlighting the main features of Hire. Hire is also accessible through mobile apps, not just through web. And it can be easily integrated with any existing solutions that you might have in your organization to manage your employee records. Thank you for listening.